Hello everyone and welcome back to Hardspace Shipbreaker. Today we're going to have a look at the Gecko, which is the next ship up from the Mackerel. This version is a station hopper, so it's a little passenger transport, though as you'll see in a second, it's not so little anymore. Yep, it's significantly larger than the Mackerels we've already dealt with. So let's quickly get inside it without making anything explode. A quick check shows that the interior is not pressurized, so that's good. Because of this, we're going to pop both the airlock panels open.
Airlock pressure
We will also grab this repair kit and then make sure everything is open all the way through to the pilot's chambers. Now, as you can see, I'm holding on with my hand,
air pressure level decreasing,
which is a magnetic thing that pulls you. See, it pulls you towards whatever you're targeting, as long as you're close enough. Oop, a data drive. Let's grab those. Right. So with that done, and what is this? Another data drive. That's the ECU with the coolant inside it. Through here is the reactor and thruster control panel, so we're just going to spend a utility key to shut that down. We don't want any unfortunate explosions like we had last time, and very conveniently another utility key is sitting right there. Next thing we're going to go and we're going to break through into the layer between the two hulls, because a Gecko is a proper two-hull ship. It's got the exterior one, which is made of large nanocarbon paneling. And the interior one, which is cheaper. Aluminium and steel. Oh dear, some fuses like that are a bit glitchy, so I got slightly stuck on that section. Rather annoying when you're trying to make a video. Probably should have known better. Anyway, we're going to separate the top and then the bottom of the hulls. As you can see, there's quite a lot of space. So, and if you take your time and be careful, you shouldn't make anything explode while you're doing this. This keel section you can actually leave, because you don't necessarily need to chop the keel into many pieces, and if you do, it does kind of make more work at the end when there's just all these big chunks of not super valuable steel floating around. Okay, so having cut the top sections loose from the hull, we're onto the nacelles. As you can see, the keel has been disconnected, so it just kind of rattles around inside the ship until you do something with it. We check if there's another nacelle on each side, so we'll go loosen them as well. I'm not entirely sure what the difference in in the Hardspace universe is between the thrusters and the nacelles. The thrusters are powered from what appears to be a nuclear reactor, so I'm just thinking that that is some sort of nuclear saltwater rocket, and perhaps used for... Oh shit. Okay, that was lucky. We'd switched off the... that's the pipe that goes to the thrusters, so we'd switched that off and it wasn't full. But you can see what a little moment of carelessness can do to you. If we'd cut the other pipe, which is the coolant pipe, the reactor would have started melting down and we would have been in big trouble. Yep, okay, we will sever the keel here as well. Sometimes this bit can be a little bit tricky to fit through, but you definitely can. We'll just completely detach the hulls. Oops. That bit is aluminium, whereas most of the exterior is nanocarbon. Okay, let's quick check. There is one little connecting piece down there. And another one there. And with that, I think we should have... Oh no, we've still got more. Never mind, we'll just take a little minute to... Huh, that one didn't even cut what I wanted. Smooth. One more piece over here, and see the blue lights. If a pipe has lights on it, you really don't want to cut it. It means it's doing something. And that should be the last piece of the outer hull. So with that detached, we now sneak out through the gap made by the nacelles. Stick them down into the barge. Off you go. Very expensive piece of machinery. Anyway, as I think I was saying before, I suspect that the nacelles are like chemical rockets used for perhaps escaping Earth or, you know, situations where you need very high thrust. Whereas the main drive is a nuclear saltwater thermal rocket, which uses a nuclear reactor to heat up a bunch of stuff and then expels it out the back. It's quite a cool piece of technology if you are into that sort of thing. So we're going to pull these detached nanocarbon pieces which make the outer hull away so we can get at the juicy goodness inside. You cannot do it for the sections here with the airlocks, unfortunately. Makes it a bit more difficult. But oh dear, please don't break tether. Oh no, I think we've lost that piece to the furnace in all likelihood. Yep, oh well. Yeah, these pieces with the airlocks don't want to go easily. You have to cut the airlocks separately, and the same for this front right piece, where the this one can be attached to that one. And same for this front right piece where the cockpit is. You have to slice that off separately.
Valuable component destroyed. Penalty applied.
Yes, we ate the... fed the nanocarbon into the furnace, which is a no-no, but you know what, we will survive somehow. There's a lot of pieces of nanocarbon on this ship.
Please revisit your training.
This one can be chopped in the middle, this is the keel. And then simply tethered away. If you're not breaking anything as it does it.
Credit awarded.
Caution. Tether supplies running low.
Right, here we have... Ooh, please don't break anything, keel. I probably should have been more careful with that. Here we have the keel very kindly prying off the power generator for us. We didn't even have to do it ourselves. Isn't that nice?
Warning. Oxygen reserves are low.
Oxygen reserves are low, this is a
No
fact.
credit applied.
Oh, it's slightly too large. We'll just chop it in half. And boost them in. Okay, so these back pieces are a bit trickier because they are one piece that extends around the back. So if you try and pull them straight off, they can do nasty things like break the thrusters. So I like to just disrupt the whole thing. Pull the thrusters out as it's happening. Just generally the thing is a bit of a snarl. There's some fuel tanks in there, let's get them out. Try not to make anything explode while we're doing it.
Oxygen reserves are critical. Please contact your plant.
We've still got... Oh no, we're about to lose this piece into the
Valuable
furnace, oh well.
Credit
Again,
transferred.
it's not the end of the world. And it does save a bit of hassle. Don't lose both pieces though, that would be a bit much. Although I think we might be able to. Yep. The furnace unfortunately has a much stronger pull than the processor, which I personally think is quite
No tethers
annoying.
remaining.
Ooh, I'm out of tethers anyway.
Tethers depleted.
go buy more tethers and top up the oxygen at the same time.
Valuable component incinerated. Penalty has been applied.
And off we go. Looks like we managed to pull that piece over enough.
Cutter, there's 5 minutes remaining in this shift.
Oh, foolish me, I seem to have missed a couple of pieces that need slicing. But anyway, that covers the basics of getting these bits and pieces out. To cut the airlock, you have to simply, well, cut the airlock, like it says on the tin. And you have to do this for both of them. Requires a clean slice. There's 4 pieces plus the corner bits, so I should be able to just cut through there and off it goes. You can see it kind of lifts off slightly. Let's do the same for the other side. Bit of surgery on the airlock. Try and do it as close to it as possible.
Valuable object processed.
But, you know, it's alright to miss a bit. You can switch to this view if you really want. You can kind of get a good view and see what isn't cut. And then off goes the laser. Pop goes the nanocarbon. Ah. Looks like I didn't cut this bit away from the side. There's a small connection there on the side, which is quite annoying.
Credits awarded. Deposit not accepted.
Anyway, that should do it. That's our proximity sensor going off there. It thinks I'm about to be clobbered by a big piece of debris, which I wasn't really. Now, it's a very similar story for down here. We have the cockpit, so you can just go like so. It's a bit more tricky. There's a few more pieces, but with a little bit of care, you can simply slice right. Oh, that bar. You can simply slice right through. Still another piece there. That appears to do it. Sometimes the storage bins of all things can be what holds it together, so yeah, a bit annoying. All good though. We'll quickly get some coolant out, and our remaining. Actually, we'll just abandon that and go back to sticking nanocarbon panels into the processor. Now this piece goes in the furnace. Hopefully
Raw material process.
that will be enough that, yes it is. These 2 pieces simply fall out. A few more nanocarbon pieces to go. Quickly use these tethers that I have purchased.
Time is winding down, Cutter.
1 minute, and we should be able to finish peeling all the nanocarbon panels in this minute, so that's nice.
Credits awarded.
Next video we'll be able to come back to a nicely chopped and exposed interior section of a Gecko.
Warning. No tethers remaining.
And that's it, my tethers are gone. I'll quickly do some cleaning up in the last 30 seconds. As you can see, I've very intentionally left the
Not accepted.
fuel and coolant systems all alone so that the
Processing. Credits deposited.
reactor doesn't decide that it wants to have a little meltdown and blow us all up. Alright, thanks everyone. Don't forget to do the whole like and subscribe thing. I'm informed that it's very cool and will bring you good luck. Or some other such shit. Yeah, as you can see, we made 2 million. Good chunk of that just from nanocarbon. The nacelles are another one. That pretty much covers it. The rest, we didn't really break much stuff. Some pipes, airlocks. And our debt continues to slowly go down. Hurrah! Alright, thanks everyone. I'll see you in the next video.